Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of the Computer Business Marketing Show. Our show today is brought to you by TechSite Builder. TechSite Builder is a hosted website builder that allows you to quickly and easily get a clean and professional website up and running for your computer or tech-focused business. Save time and frustration with TechSite Builder. Learn more at techsitebuilder.com. And it's also brought to you by the DC Unconvention 2017, the second annual conference for IT business owners. Learn from fellow techs and business owners, get business strategies that work in the real world, and discover new tech. Learn more at unconvention.io. Today, I talk with Jamie Hill about writing effective content for your website. How much should you write? What should you say? And we answer the big question, should you post your prices on your website? Plus, we talk about the live video marketing and what types of marketing are getting the best results for other computer business owners. All that and so much more coming up right now. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Computer Business Marketing Show. This is the place to be if you own or work in an IT services business, and you can learn how to get more clients, keep them happy, and grow your revenue. You can watch, download, and or subscribe to the show at computerbusinessmarketing.com. You can also catch our live stream on Facebook every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Just be sure to like the TechSite Builder Facebook page, click on the following tab, and then select See First so the live stream will jump to the top of your news feed. Thanks, guys, for joining us for another edition of the show today. The topic today is going to be a good one. It's all about how to create effective website content and copy for your website and your marketing. So it's all about, the words you put on the page and the message that you convey to your potential clients. And we have Jamie Hill, who's here, who's going to be talking to us about all that stuff. So before we jump into that, as always, we just want to take a look in the Computer Business Marketing Facebook page and see what's going on over there. See if folks have some answers to those burning marketing questions. And we've had some good ones. So one of the first ones I wanted to highlight was a post on Tuesday where I asked if folks have been trying out live streaming. We've been talking a lot. Last episode, we talked to Brandy Sales about live streaming on your phone and how that can be used effectively for marketing for your business, how to make it look good, how to make it work. And that's something that a lot of folks are trying now that it's so easy to do it. You just hop on your phone or hop on your computer, press a button, and bam, you're live in front of all of your followers, all of your Facebook fans, all of your friends on social media. So it's a great, highly effective way to get engagement, to get a personal connection to folks, and to get some good reach, because then people start sharing the video. That live video lives on forever. So I wanted to see if folks were trying that out in their businesses, and so we got some good feedback. I especially like Paul Brown's idea. He decided to do a live video about a competition he did. So he had people, send in their information to him, and then he drew, it's like a sweepstakes. He drew a name out of a bucket and he videotaped that. And I think that's a perfect way to go about doing that, because that way there's the integrity for the actual, competition itself, that it's, he had the bucket right there, he was shaking it up, and then he just, randomly grabbed something out of there and showed the name on the video. So that's a cool way to use live video as a tool for your promotions or your competitions. You don't necessarily need to be on video saying, hey, look at me, and talk. You can have other things going on. I think some other good things you can do is, show behind the scenes of a computer repair. Maybe one of the types of repairs that that doesn't take too long to do. You can show, maybe swapping out memory or swapping out a hard drive or doing an LCD replacement or something. I've seen some technicians do that highly effectively. So that's some ideas that you can do for live video. Even guys who don't do computer repair, for example, Jay Burley, who we had on a guest a couple episodes ago, he did a live stream for his software company. So, you know, he did a thing where he just kind of talked through some of the functions of his software. He did a screen share, but he also did half of the video where he was talking to the camera. So I think that's good if you're going to be doing some kind of screen sharing, is to kind of split it between talking face to face with the camera and then showing your screen, because then you get, again, that personal connection with folks. So I think that's pretty good. And then Bob Gregory said that he doesn't do live video because he gets nervous, and he would have to rehearse it, and you know, live videos aren't in his wheelhouse. And so, you know, I told him it might be a good strategy to get started with pre-recorded videos first. If you're not comfortable being on camera, then jumping right into a live video is kind of nerve-wracking. It's probably not the best way to go. So I would practice with just pre-recording the videos first, and just doing it to yourself. You know, just record a video of yourself, play it back to yourself, and then you can, you know, we're always our own worst critics. So you can kind of point out the parts of the video that that you didn't like, and then work on it. And over time, you'll get more comfortable with it. And then eventually, once you're comfortable with the pre-recorded videos, you can try out a live stream. And again, you know, live streams, you can try it out at first just with your friends on just your private profile, Facebook profile. Just kind of a, hey, how's it going? I'm doing a live video, maybe out at your favorite restaurant, or if you're on vacation or something, you can do a live video just to get used to how that works. And then eventually, once you get comfortable with that, you can start doing them for your business. So yeah, it's something that you can ease into. It's not, you don't have to feel like you have to just come out and make a live video out of nowhere. And if you listen to the last episode, you know, Brandy talks about how live video for your business should not be off the cuff. It should be something that you rehearse and you practice, and you have a script, you know what you're going to say, you've planned it out, you have a call to action at the end, you have all the, you know, the good stuff there, so that it is professional and it comes across well. So just some thoughts there about live video. Hey, Jamie, have you done any live video for your business?
I do some live video. Most of our stuff is live workshops or webinars.
Yep.
And we're now just starting to get into the Facebook streams of just ideas. We brainstorm in the weekend before for 5 days of ideas, and I'll jump on for 15 to 20 minutes and talk about what that idea is for the day and answer whatever questions come through. So we're getting excited and more excited about it. So it's a team.
Cool. Yeah. The cool thing about live video is it's just cool to like see people randomly popping up, you know, because if someone happens to be browsing Facebook and they see your live video there, they might, you know, check in, and it's kind of cool just to kind of capture random people throughout their day. It's kind of an interesting way to go about it, unlike a webinar where people like have to register beforehand and
Very much
and
so.
all that stuff. It's definitely a cool and different medium to explore for businesses. Cool. Another post in the Facebook page I wanted to talk about was where I asked the question, what marketing technique have you tried recently that worked better than expected? So this was kind of, you know, looking to see some maybe out of the box ideas of marketing that not only that you tried, but that actually worked and worked better than expected. So some good examples of that was Paul Brown said that when he sells his managed AV, face-to-face works each time. So instead of, you know, sending an email to his client saying, hey, you know, I've got this managed antivirus service that you should, you know, check out, he'll probably tries to, you know, sell it during the repair, or when he's interfacing with the client, he'll talk them through what that is. And a lot of those types of services, it's great to introduce it in person, face to face, if you can, or at least maybe on the phone or something, because that way you can really answer any objections someone has live and in person. So if they're saying, oh, you know, I'm just not sure if I need it, then you could talk about why it's important. Or, you know, I have my own antivirus installed and I think that's fine. And then you can talk about, you know, why being proactive and having a professional be proactive on your behalf is more important. And so Paul, when he does that, he closes it 99% of the time. So that's a good advice. I know, Jamie, you mentioned that LinkedIn ads have been working really well for you. You talked about how you use the free $100 that they give you to try it out, and that you actually got some leads from that.
Yep, I got some really nice qualified, strong leads, closed 3 of the 6 leads we got. So we're going to continue along with it.
Wow.
The ROI was quite nice for 100. Well,
yeah, I haven't really looked in. Does that work like Facebook ads where it just like shows up in the news feed?
There's a few different options. You have the sidebar, you have your news feed, you can sponsor a post for like a sponsored blog post. And then you could sponsor other companies' blog posts. So there's a couple of different choices. We did the sidebar and the news feed. The sidebar is what did it for us.
Oh, interesting. Huh, sidebar ads still work.
Yep.
That's good. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so that's something to try out. You know, a lot of people hate on LinkedIn, or they haven't really tried it, and I've had a lot of success with LinkedIn as well. I think it's a great untapped resource, especially for B2B stuff, right? Not so much consumer, but for B2B IT services, MSPs, that kind of thing. You know, LinkedIn is a great place, and it's a place, again, like any other social media, where it's not about selling your services. It's about participating. It's about adding value, and just establishing yourself as an expert. And then eventually, just almost through osmosis, people start to reach out to you saying, hey, you know, I noticed you know what you're talking about with whatever. Can I talk to you about maybe helping me out with something? And that's how you get the conversation started. And ads are another great way to just kind of be involved and get your brand in there. So that's definitely something to look into, especially if they give it to you for free. Dave Greenbaum was talking about his review funnel and feedback system, and I forget what episode it is. It's a few episodes ago. I had Dave on, and we talked about that. We talked about he reviewed a bunch of different review funnel systems where, you know, when you service a client, these systems will automatically send them an email saying, hey, what did you think of the service? If you liked it, great. It funnels them to some sort of review place like Google or Yelp. If you didn't like it, then it doesn't funnel them over there. It sends them back to you so that you can help them with their issue. And Dave said that's been working really well. He's been getting some great reviews and then also great feedback from clients to help him improve his service. So that's really good stuff. And then Patrick Palmer has been having good success with his social media training program, and he's been rolling that into his repair services as well. So he'll talk about that service. And, you know, that's a kind of a ninja marketing move, is instead of, you know, just trying to throw your advertisements everywhere, just create new services that you're good at and talk about them to your existing clients. And you can do it when you're servicing them for something else, or like if you send out a newsletter or something, because your existing clients are always going to be your best clients, and they're always going to be the most likely to purchase any new services that you offer. So training services are really good, because unlike computer repair, where they'll only contact you if something's broken, or unlike managed services, where it's just the same kind of thing over and over again, training is a good kind of supplemental thing that you can always be pitching to your clients, saying, hey, you know, I noticed you were struggling with so-and-so, or I noticed you just got this new software, or I noticed that you guys have been using this new project management software. Why don't I, you know, schedule a time to do a training for you guys? Social media, you know, all the stuff that you guys learned by growing your business, you can teach that to others. And I think that's always something that's really a good kind of opportunity to take a hold of. Awesome. So if you guys want to participate in the Facebook group and you haven't yet, head on over to Computer Business Marketing, go to Facebook.com and search for Computer Business Marketing, and you'll find the Facebook group there. You can join, and we have a lot of great conversations going on there. We'd love to see you there. Awesome. And Brian just said, and this kind of segues into what I was going to talk about. So the Unconvention is this weekend. So I'm not going to do an ad for it this time, because by the time most of you guys listen to this, especially if you're listening to the recording, the Unconvention will be happening, or it'll be already over. If you don't have tickets for it now, it's probably too late, but there's still tickets available if you wanted to grab one, and head on to the Unconvention in Washington, D.C. this weekend. Brian asked, will we be live streaming from the Unconvention? and that's something that I may or may not do. We'll see. We There's nothing official because a lot the main benefit of, and we were talking about this when we were planning the Unconvention, and we were thinking, should we record the sessions and then maybe resell the sessions, or have the sessions available as recordings for people who attended. And the problem with that is the Unconvention is such a kind of a collaborative environment. It's more like a meetup or a mastermind where there's constant dialogue between people, and there's small groups breaking out and doing different things, and it's really hard to record that. It's really hard to capture that on a recording. So and plus it's just not the same. You can watch a recording on YouTube of any number of things, and we don't think we would add too much value by recording the talks of the Unconvention, because all the value really comes from the collaboration of the event. So instead of recording it, what I might do is sneak in a couple live streams during the event. Depends on how the Wi-Fi is doing at the venue. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on the Tech Site Builder page, because any live streams will be going through that page. But I'd love to, especially Brian, for folks like you who are across the world and can't attend the Unconvention, at least, when probably the ROI wouldn't work out for you. We'd love to have some sort of, taste of what's happening at the Unconvention for you guys. All right. So with that, let's jump into the featured topic today, which is an interview with my friend here, Jamie Hill. He is the CEO of Innovate Marketing. And Jamie's going to talk to us today about kind of guide us through the murky waters of content marketing and content for your website, and how to write copy that's effective for your website. And that's something that's near and dear to my heart, because I'm, creating websites all the time. Jamie's a fellow website developer, and he's creating websites all the time. So we're going to kind of have a chat about that. Before we jump into that, though, Jamie, why don't you just kind of introduce yourself to folks and give them a little idea of your background and how you ended up where you are today?
Yeah, like Matt said, my name is Jamie Hill, CEO of Innovate Marketing. I actually got into this in a kind of off way, much like you guys probably got into computer repair. After I got out of the Navy, I opened up a construction company, and then my wife and I opened up a wedding business, and we got tired of getting messed with by other website providers and taking our money and run. So my wife and I found a website company that was up for sale, purchased it, and we originally purchased it just for our use, and then we found a really large need for the smaller businesses to have quality website care that they can afford, and yet they're not going to just get the same thing as 100 other sites out there. So we learned in the trenches for marketing, but I also hold a degree in marketing, so I have a master's degree, and I'm working on my PhD for teaching. So I've learned over the last 20 years of marketing, and in the ins and the outs, and I particularly specialize with construction companies and wedding companies. My wife is more the dentists and lawyers, and that's the gist of what we do. And then we do the web design, content, email marketing, and then SEO marketing as well.
Cool. Yeah. So you kind of, I like hearing the path that people take to different things. So you were a military man. Thank you for your service, by the way. And then into construction, and then into weddings, and then into marketing. And I love the path that folks take, because each of those steps gives you such a broad knowledge of different industries and how they work. And I think having a broad insight into the way different types of businesses run is invaluable, especially if you're in marketing, because then you learn what works for different industries and how they operate and that kind of thing. So that's very cool. Also appreciate you've been in the Facebook computer business marketing group for a little while, and you've been very active and contributing there. So that's awesome. So if you guys are in the group, you probably recognize Jamie already, because he's been leaving the comments there and stuff. So that's awesome as well. So let's dive into the topic here, which is let's talk about website copy first, because this is something that I see a lot. You know, especially with TechSite Builder. The way TechSite Builder works is someone signs up, they get a website, and it's pre-populated with some starter content, some example content, and then it's up to the users to fill in their own content. And a lot of times, what I see is it's either very quick and short, and or it's like a super long, like 2-page dissertation about their experience and what they do. And so I would assume there's kind of a good middle ground. So I guess we can start with what makes good website copy.
Yeah, so when my team and we set out to write copy, we follow 5 pretty much guidelines that we lay out, and obviously there's a lot of ins and outs of that too. But first and foremost, the KISS rule: keep it simple. Content needs to be easily read by an entire different audience. I mean, you're going to have PhD graduates, and then you're going to have folks that have never been to college, and then folks in between that. And so you have to really not dumb it down, but you have to keep it simple so anybody can understand it. And we're all passionate about our businesses, and you have to remember they're not as passionate about the business. If someone's looking to repair their laptop, they don't want to know all the specs and the tools you use. They don't care about that. What they care about is you're going to get them in, you're going to do the job, you're going to do it well if you have a warranty. That's what they care about, and that's what they want to read. So we like to set all of our content at about 500 words a page at the top end. 350 to 500 words is kind of the sweet spot for content. Google likes it. Plus, it's easy to read. Apple's a genius when it comes to this. They find that fine line of people that they're called scanners, which they just quickly read.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. I quickly read over the website, and I read the H1 tags, the large tags. And then you have people like my wife who reads every single word. And they've found, so if you guys are struggling on the best way to write content, just jump over to apple.com and check out some of their stuff. But they also recommend, and they said that's one of the reasons they've done so well is finding that happy medium with your content for your business of speaking to the generalized audience. The other thing that we do is we like to write a little bit on the controversial side. People are not in the mood anymore to read the stiff, formal copy and words that are out there. They like
Right.
they don't want it too playful, but they again, it's that back down to earth again. They don't want to feel like they're being talked down to. So
Yeah, I like the word conversational, right? Like
Yep.
it's you're just kind of having a conversation with someone, you're explaining your business and what you do, and how you would say it is how you should write it.
Exactly. And the other thing about that is when they actually come in to talk to you, if your voice, we're big on voices, if your voice is way different than your content, then it does tend to throw people off a little bit. So be yourself, or be your team if you have a large team on the website, and that's just it. That's content is just conversation with it. Another big thing that we are adamant about with all of our clients is keep your content updated. I'm writing a 10,000 word blog for GoDaddy, pros, cons, and all that stuff. And I did some research, and the top 10 choices in Google, 6 of them were over 4 years old for blog posts. And so
Wow.
they do me no good. And again, your clients. So constantly update your content throughout the entire website. That doesn't mean scrap it all and restart, but go in there, freshen it up. Your visitors will love it, and so will Google. So keep that keep it updated and change. And again, like with marketing, tech changes, specs change, how you do things change, and again, clients are going to want to hear the bird's eye view of it, not the nitty gritty, but the bird's eye view of it. So So when new things come out, update your content. It doesn't take too long, and people will enjoy it. Like I said, check out Apple. They're really good at keeping their content fresh. They actually update their content about every 30 minutes. They're $1 billion company. They can
Wow.
they can afford to do that. We update content once a week usually, and then most of our clients do it once or twice a month. So it's not like it's got to be a daily thing. Just make sure it's something's on there is changing. This is a little psychological. The other thing is when you change small things, your returning visitors will notice, and it'll stop them from just scanning over the website because something's different, and their mind picks it up as they're reading it. So it's also another way to keep your visitors engaged with what's going on the website. So
Nice.
And,
I mean, I'm on.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead.
And then I was just going to say, design your page around your content. Don't just have big giant white spaces or have it all crunched together. Do your content, then design around it, make it look beautiful. Because again, it's psychological. People, if you have too much on a page, they'll run away. And if you have too many white spots, they'll get bored and they'll run away and click off your website. So just
that's something I see when when folks purchase like a template from ThemeForest or whatever, and it's got like the Latin filler text in different places, and then so there's like a section that has like a paragraph, and then they'll go in and replace it with like a sentence, and then there's just this whole empty space there, and it just looks horrible, and it's like, did you forget to put something there? So I would recommend, if you don't have enough content for that area, then just get rid of that area, hide it or scrap it. You don't need to use every single piece of a theme if it doesn't fit your business or you don't have content to go there. And that works, if you're not designing the website from scratch, if you're kind of filling in a template, just know that you don't have to use all the pieces. Same with TechSite Builder. I mean, TechSite Builder, we have little spaces for you to put content. If you don't have content that you feel can go in there, or you can't think of anything, we let you hide it. You can hide that area completely. And then you could go back to the Apple model. Because I was going to say earlier, I just went to apple.com, and it's like the homepage is literally, 3 sentences. and then a bunch of very pretty pictures.
Yeah.
And even if you click through to the individual products, it's still just basically just headlines and pictures. And then you have to click even further to learn more about each particular individual product to get. And even then, it's still very concise, very little content. And I think that's a great model to follow. Use a lot of images in your website, I think, too, right? I mean, that's how you can fill the space without having to say a lot. A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So
exactly. And a lot of people don't realize this. When a web designer is talking content, they're not just talking text. They're talking text, any types of media, not music. Don't put music on your website. But any type of video, photos, banners, graphics, all of that is considered in the web design world content. So, you have white spaces. You need that section for whatever reason. Most themes will allow you to place that media in there and make it look nice. And the other thing we always tell our clients, we look at themes like a pre-built house that has the ability to put options on there. So you buy the house and then you want to paint a bedroom, or you want to, that's pretty much what a theme is. It's a base. It doesn't have to stay that way. Like Matthew was saying, take it and make it your own. Just use it as a base model.
Yeah, and just because they built a room to be a bedroom doesn't mean you need to use it as a bedroom. You can use it as an office or as a playroom. And same with a website. Just because, they made this section be the About Us section doesn't mean it has to be. You can change it to be, services or features or whatever. So you can definitely, don't be locked into what the template gives you.
Yep. Exactly.
I like that. Cool. So when we're talking about content, I guess we want to think about the end goal, right? And the end goal is to get, turn visitors into clients. So what are some of your thoughts on things we can do with our content to do that, to make it effective, to make it convert?
Yeah, so we follow what's called an 80-20 rules, and basically that means 80% of your content, your text content or your videos are going to be educational. It's not going to be shoving to buy a service down your throat. Even on my wife's e-commerce site, we still follow the 80-20 rule, and that's products to buy. And because you have, most of the time the visitors are cold traffic. They don't know who you are. They found you on Google. And so they have to build up that trust with you. And if straight out of the bat, you're like, pay me $2,000 to fix your computer. I know that price isn't right, but you come straight out of the bat like that, they're going to be like, no, I don't know who you are. I'm not going to pay that. So educate them, teach them, introduce yourself, introduce your team, introduce why they need that managed items, or why they should upgrade their RAM, different things like that. And even it works really well in the construction field. Give away some DIY stuff. If you do this, it'll make your computer run faster. You can do your defragging like this. And again, that's just giving valuable information to those visitors, and they're going to be like, all right, this guy, I'm going to go talk to him because he doesn't even know me, and he's already given me a couple $100 worth of work for free. So now I'm gonna really trust that he knows what he's doing. So you're building value and you're building trust by doing that. And don't get me wrong, people that know how to defrag their computer are going to watch it, and they're going to be like, all right, yep, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and they want to see. Yeah, exactly. They want to see, and maybe they'll pick up some new tips. Know. But yeah, I think, and some two great practical examples of that from the computer business world, and I think a lot of you guys listening know, are Lisa Hendrickson of Call That Girl. She's been a guest on previously. She does nothing but talk about Outlook and Office 365, and she blogs consistently and creates videos and has a podcast about it, and she's always talking about it. And she is always, her schedule is always filled up with clients because of that. She's just nonstop giving value, DIY, this is how you fix this error. And then people see that and they're like, wow, okay, that looks too complicated, I'm going to hire you. Or they say, wow, that I know how to do that, and that looks right, or that helped me figure out how to do it myself. And so then she's got technicians that are following her that ask her for help as well. So that's a perfect example. Another one you guys might know is Carrie Holzman, who does all of the computer build videos, where he shows you how to build a computer at home. And he does lots of different kinds of videos, build this kind of computer, build that kind of computer. And he's built that up so much now where he has to just turn away people who ask him to build computers for them, because he just doesn't have the time, and really he just likes creating the videos. But that's another great example of someone who's, that's video, but you can do that in written content. And like you said, when we're talking about content, it's not just written, it can be videos, it can be whatever. I'm kind of going on tangents here, but so those are good examples of folks who are doing the kind of DIY thing that you were talking about. And then something else that you can do that this just reminded me of is on your website. You don't necessarily need to have like your virus removal services page be just a block of text. It could be a video. You can record a video, throw it up there saying, hey, welcome to my virus removal page. Let me walk you through the process of why it's important and what we do. People don't use videos enough on websites, and nowadays people can watch videos on their phone, on their computer, when they're surfing the web, and I think it's a missed opportunity if you're not putting videos on your website.
If optimized correctly, they'll rank before the video will rank before your website will. Right. And that's huge because Google owns YouTube, so it really, really nods towards YouTube. And so if you optimize your YouTube channel, which there's a lot of people on there. I'll drop some names of people we follow. To optimize your YouTube channel, you can legitimately get your YouTube channel ranking before you get your website ranking. So there it is. It's a powerful medium. And a client of mine does a DIY newsletter, and every week they say, this is how you can upkeep your siding. He's got a lot of clients in Texas and Florida. He just released a large, you have damage, you have to wait a couple of weeks before somebody can get out there. Here's something you can do at a lower end cost to cover your whatever you need to cover until our technicians can get out there to fix it. And he drips that out over normally it's one a week. These emergency ones were 2 a day, but you can even take those videos and drip them out, and then that gets people on your mailing list, which segues into your content marketing part for your email marketing.
Right.
So you got the videos on your website, and you've got videos going out in your newsletters. And most email campaign areas, Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact, all of those, they play well with videos. YouTube especially, but they play with Wista and different video platforms like that. So things like that is all very valuable.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I got a question for you. It's a controversial topic among our ranks, and I'm sure many other businesses as well. How do you feel about publishing your rates on the website? Prices?
I don't. The only rates I have published are my care plan rates. Most of my clients, I highly recommend it as well. And here's why. Rates are subjective. And you may be charging $250 an hour, that's my hourly rate to do something. $250 an hour. And there's a reason for that. I mean, I have 20 years of marketing experience. If I'm going to consult with you, that's what I'm worth. But someone just coming to the website and saying your hourly rate at $250, they're going to be like, oh, no. Again, you have to build up that trust before you start pushing that pricing in here. And people psychologically will automatically go to the service page and look at the services you offer before they even look at anything else.
They'll look for the price.
Exactly. Or just what you offer, and make sure you offer something. And if you have your pricing there, that's the first thing they're going to see. So I know there are some people that do it and they do it well, but they also have decades of experience, and they're known in their market or in their little niche area. And they can get away with that because if a computer repair place right down the road has been open for 40 years, they can get away with it. They've already got that trust value built up. So, I hesitate with it, but sometimes it works.
Yeah, I would think, to me, if you're displaying your price on your website, that means you're wanting to compete on price. And that means you're going to have to have a competitive price with all of your competition.
Sure.
And if that's what you want to do, that's great. But we kind of always try to push folks to not try to compete on price with your competition. Instead, compete on value, compete on, the experience, the client experience, compete on results. And then, if all that stuff is better than your competition, then folks are willing to pay, more. But you don't want to lead with the price if that's not the thing you want to focus on. So there's just something to think about. If you're going to put your price on your website, just keep in mind that people are going to use that price to compare you to all the competition. Yeah. They're going to open you in one tab. They're going to open your competition in another tab and say, hey, are you cheaper? And if you are cheaper and that works for you and you're able to be profitable, great. But, a lot of times that's kind of not what you want to focus on.
Being cheaper is a dangerous game too, because you lose some respect from people by being the cheapest. We're not the cheapest company around, and we lose clients because of that. But we don't compete. Basically, you're competing. If you're the cheapest, you're competing with yourself, and you're going to get knocked down past that profitability level to where you're losing money. So find that happy medium, whatever works for you. And like I said, if you have pricing on your website and it works, don't change it. But if you're not converting very well and you have pricing, run a test. Maybe take your pricing down for a little bit and see what happens.
Nice. So one other thing I wanted to talk about was let's just talk about a typical website homepage. So let's just say, for example, there's this imaginary computer business, ABC Computers. They have a storefront in the main street of their town, They repair computers. They also do a little bit of business consulting, and they're doing a website redesign, and they're putting together their homepage. This is going to be the page that people visit, when they search on Google, when they hand out the business cards. A lot of times the homepage is what you land on when you already kind of know about the business. I would say like the services pages or your blog page might be places where people who don't know who you are land through a Google search or something. But the homepage, a lot of times they might have heard about your business. So what would be a good thing to start off with on the homepage at the very top, at the beginning, under, of course, the logo and the navigation and all that, but what's kind of the first thing people should be seeing on a website?
A professionally taken, high quality photo of your storefront.
Ooh.
And I say professionally, I have an iPhone 7 Plus. It takes great photos. But we just renovated our office, and when I post that photo, I'm going to hire a photographer to come down and do it. I want it to be gorgeous because it's the first thing. Again, it's that how people view you. So you're going to build the trust. People are going to know what your building looks like when they're driving down the road. So they're bringing their computer to you. You want them to recognize that building, and it has to look good because if it doesn't, people are just going to equate that to your services. Your services, if you can't take time to make your website look good, your services ain't going to be that great, which isn't always true, but that's, again, how people think. So
it's perception. Exactly.
Yep. That would be the first thing I would have on there. And if you don't have an office, if you work from your house, grab a landmark in your city. Go to the most well-known landmark and get a professional photographer to snap a photo of that. Again, that runs into the local, we are from around here, we know this area, and bam.
I like that. Yeah.
So that would be the first thing I would have on there underneath your menu. Have that nice little photo or banner created with your photo on there. And then move on down from there.
What would be the next, like, as far as maybe like the content or the copy or something? What should we lead with?
What's the most profitable thing you have? If you're running multiple services, you always have to look at your most profitable and easiest to teach. Again, it's back to that 80-20 rule. In the back of your head, business coaching is more profitable. I can really explain that. I can do a nice 2-minute elevator pitch on that. And then we'd have that in there about your services, business coaching, what you do. Again, it's not about how good you are. It's just about your service. You're just educating people with your service.
So you would, instead of saying just like in general, hey, we're a computer repair shop, you should kind of lead with your most profitable service. For example, we are the leader in cracked iPhone screen repair, or we can get your virus removed in an hour or less, whatever that banner service is to lead with that is what you're saying?
Yeah. Or what you want to become known as. If you're a brand new business, what you want to become known as.
I like that.
So you're building your brand in the first paragraph of your content. And so now, if you want to be known as the cracked iPhone guy, then that's what you lead with. If you want to be known as the virus guy, that's what you lead with.
So what if I can hear folks listening saying this now, well, but I also do all this other stuff, and they're not going to know about that if I don't have that on my homepage or have that as the first thing I talk about?
Well, we all offer multiple services, and you can, again, you don't want to have, your homepage is supposed to be quick. It's a landing page that people can navigate from and get a gist of who you are. You don't want it long. You can put your 1 or 2 top services on there and then put a button under there, read more about our services, which directs them over to the service page that's listing out. I mean, they're expecting a long page, so you can have that nice little paragraph with a button, read more about our services, or go to our service page. And have that nice call to action.
And hey, going back to Apple's page, that's exactly what they do, right? When I go to apple.com, it says iPhone 10, say hello to the future, right? They have lots of other products, but hey, this is the one we want to talk about. This is the one we want you to pay attention to. And then you can click onto it. You can read more about it. and you can dig deeper and get more information. But yeah, I love it, and I think that's something a lot of folks aren't doing. They're just throwing up every single service they do right on the homepage because they don't want to have, miss anybody. But instead, what happens is that just creates overwhelm. That creates, just like a glaze, like I'm
Yep.
not even sure what I'm looking at, and then
And
they
then you
move
get to the
on.
scanners like me, where I
Yeah.
just scan it, and I don't even see all the services you offer anyway. So,
Yep.
because I'm not even reading it, and that's the big thing. So you keep it simple. Again, keep it simple. Not keeping it, not dumbing it down, but just keeping it simple, keeping it clean. And people like that. They, look at the new cars. They're clean body lines, simple. They're inside. They're immaculate and way overpowered, but on the outside it's simple. Ford's back to those simple curves, those simple body lines, and that's what people want to see. Nice and simple, easy to read, and education. Don't pitch your stuff on the first on your homepage.
Nice.
Yeah, just educate people. Why is a cracked iPhone terrible? What can I do to stop my daughter from breaking her fifth iPhone in a year? I mean, things like that.
Yes, exactly. This is stuff the people want to know.
Super glue the OtterBox on to the iPhone.
That's one way to do
I'll
it.
probably get yelled at by some people for that, but that's I got
Hey,
tired
if
of
it
replacing
works,
iPhones. So,
whatever works. That's
know,
funny. Awesome. So great. We're about ready to wrap up here. Is there any other kind of closing comments you want to leave folks with as far as content and that sort of thing?
yeah. The one other thing I would say, and I don't see a whole lot of them anymore, is do some kind of doesn't when I say pop up, it's not the one that fills up the screen and annoys the crap out of everybody. But do something where somebody can get a download from you, and in exchange for that download, you get their email address, because statistically speaking, people are not going to buy or contact you off their first visit. It takes anywhere from 3 to 10 visits, depending on what industry you're on, for somebody to contact you. And if you don't gather their information, you will most likely never hear from them again. So write up a nice ebook, do a video, something like that gets that email from them and puts them in that mailing list, and then keep up with your newsletters.
Nice.
So that would be
Awesome.
my last parting knowledge for you guys.
Perfect. Thanks, Jamie, for all the knowledge. This was great stuff. I love talking about this stuff. It's so interesting, and there's so much. I see lots of computer business websites, and there's so much room for improvement, and there's so much more work that can be done. And so it's just something that you guys who are listening. There's not enough hours in the day. I understand that, but if you just have a quiet Sunday morning, the family's out or something, or it's a Friday before a holiday, and you're not getting a lot of calls, take that time to revisit your website and take some of this stuff to heart. Simplify it, simple and impactful, and do some of those DIY videos and stuff, and it'll go a long way.
Yep.
Awesome. So if folks want to reach out to you to thank you or to get some more information from you, how can people do that?
They can email me, Jamie, Jamie, at innovate, INOVATE, marketing.com, or I'm active in multiple different groups on Facebook under Jamie Hill. So
He's
feel
there in
free.
the Facebook group hanging out, so you can always ping him there as well.
Feel free to ping me. And I don't do a lot of work anymore, so I do mostly consulting calls and talking with wonderful folks like you and answering questions and giving tips and advice. So I'm usually pretty wide open on my Facebook, so feel free to reach out anytime.
Yeah, I can attest to that. We definitely, I've pinged him a couple times for some advice, and he's always very receptive and willing to share advice and all that stuff. So, thanks, Jamie. Stick around after the sponsor message here, because I'm going to have the rapid fire questions for you
Sweet.
after the break. Before we get into that, though, I just wanted to mention our sponsor. That's TechSite Builder. TechSite Builder is the place you can go to create a website for your computer business. Pretty simple, right? It's fast, easy, and effective. And that's kind of the trifecta that I was going for. So fast in that by the time you sign up for TechSite Builder to the time that you have a working, effective website for your business, it's about can be between 30 minutes and an hour, really. And then, I would recommend spending a little more time than that, putting together your website. But if you're in a rush and you just need to get something out there, you can do it very quickly with TechSite Builder. Also, it's easy. So I put a lot of work into the back end of TechSite Builder to make it easy for someone who doesn't know how to code, doesn't know, how to put together anything on their website. We walk you through step by step with some onboarding videos on how to set up everything in your website that you need to set up. And then throughout the year, we release instructional videos and webinars that take you through all of the more complicated things like SEO and social media and how to put together like your different pages, like your services page and writing blog posts and stuff like that. So we kind of walk you through all of that. We make it easy so that you can focus on what you're good at. And that is, fixing computers, selling your services, interfacing with your clients. You can do that and rest assured that your website is set up and working for you. And then the last part is effective. And so TechSite Builder, the template we use in TechSite Builder was designed from the ground up to be effective for computer business owners. So we're kind of following the model that Jamie was talking about, where it's very simple. We start the homepage with a nice image that you can, going back to his suggestion, you can have it be of your shop or of your local neighborhood or your town, a recognizable landmark, or even like you, if you want to get, a professionally shot, photo of you in front of an iconic landmark or in front of your shop. That's a great thing to put there. So we have that. Underneath that, we have 3 boxes where you can put your 3 most important services. Again, very quick and easy. And then underneath that, we have a contact form so that people can easily get a hold of you, fill out the contact form if they want to get in touch with you. We also have places, for your phone number, for a map location where your business is, for your social media accounts. All the important information is there front and center and nothing else. We don't clutter it up with anything that's not necessary. A lot of these themes you'll buy on ThemeForce and stuff have just row after row after row of useless information and fancy, scrolling parallax images and stuff like that, that really at the end of the day, if someone's computer is broken, they don't care about fancy images. They don't care about a homepage with lots of different sections. They want to know, can you fix their computer? Are you trustworthy? Are you professional? That's what TechSite Builder can do for you. So if you're looking for a new website, if you want to refresh your website, check out TechSite Builder at techsitebuilder.com. All right, Jamie, time for the lightning round. So I still don't have a name for this, actually. Lightning round is kind of cliche. Rapid fire round or off the dome round.
Duck and cover.
Duck and cover. I like it. Okay, so the first question is, what is the biggest mistake business owners are making with their marketing?
They're using the exact same content as 1,000 other sites out there. So not only are they getting dinged by Google, they're losing that trust factor by their visitors.
Yes, it might seem easy to just go copy and paste some content from somewhere else and use it on your website, but Google doesn't like that, and ultimately it's not going to be spoken in the language of your business, and that's not going to serve you in the long run. Cool, I love it. What kind of marketing do you believe gives the biggest bang for your buck?
Depends on your budget, but generally SEO and email automation are your 2 biggest ROIs on it. PPC comes in at a close second if you can afford it, but
Right.
SEO is consistent, and then your email automation, those are all hot people that have requested to be on your list, so you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like PPC, it does take a big budget because you've got to experiment and kind of have that buffer budget to get going. But with SEO, you might spend money up front on it, but that's going to work for your business for years and years down the line.
And when PPC is done, it's done. I mean, you lose
That's
that
right.
rank compared to SEO, which is consistent. So
Good point. Cool. What can you do in your marketing to find your ideal clients?
I think first and foremost, you need to create a customer avatar of who that ideal client is. You need to know who that is before anybody can help you find it. And then once you figure that out, you're going to figure out where they're going to hang out. Are they on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter? And then go to where they hang out. Don't expect them to come to you.
Nice. Now here's kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit. What aspect of marketing are you personally struggling with lately?
Uh,
Ask the
making
marketer what part of
yeah.
marketing you're struggling with.
No, actually making sure I'll be 100% making sure my emails are going out consistently um, and on time when they're supposed to go out. If I say they're going to be out in a week, making sure that they go out. Luckily, I've employed someone that is very good at doing that with my Infusionsoft, so we won't have those problems. But that's where I struggle. I have the content, I forget to do it, or I don't set it up correctly.
Right. And hey, and that's the answer, right? If you struggle with it, hire someone
That's
who's good at
right.
it and make
That's
them do it.
exactly it.
Cool. And then the last question that I ask everybody is who do you have any idea who I should interview next and
Ooh,
why?
there's a couple of people. Mike Kellen, he's always great for funnels.
We had
Uh,
him actually.
oh, you already had him.
Yep,
Okay.
already had him.
Phyllis Benson is
Phyllis, okay.
wonderful when it comes to email automation systems and the power of them.
That's a good one.
Especially Active Campaign and Infusionsoft.
Nice.
Um, and then Robert Simmons is also really good. He's really good with the nuts and the bolts of how Google looks at things.
We had him already
You
too.
already had him already.
Because we all roll in the same circles, so
Yeah.
most of these folks have. But I think Phyllis is a good one. I know Phyllis, and I think she'd be an excellent
You know.
addition.
And
So I'll reach out to Phyllis too.
and I have a buddy that can speak on LinkedIn.
Ooh,
His name's Jonathan Kirtland, and he's amazing when it comes to LinkedIn. I'll get you his contact info.
perfect.
And,
I love that. Yeah, I
that
want to
way-
talk LinkedIn.
yes,
Cool.
I like it. He knows it way more than I do, so I can't speak as well as he could.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks, Jamie, again for being a guest on the show, guys. You know how to reach out to him if you have any questions or want to continue chatting with him. That's going to do it for this episode of the Computer Business Marketing Show. But as always, let's keep the conversation going, either in the Computer Business Marketing Facebook page, or you can head on over to computerbusinessmarketing.com, where you can download all the episodes. You can subscribe to the episodes on YouTube or on your favorite podcatcher like iTunes and Stitcher. Also, you can send feedback and questions just via email. Plain old boring email still exists if you want at mail@techsitebuilder.com. Also, if you listen to the podcast on iTunes or Stitcher, we'd love to get a review from you guys. We haven't got any new reviews lately. The old podcast, we had like at least a couple dozen reviews. And on this new podcast, we've only got one so far. So we want to get those reviews up. So if you just can take a minute out of your busy schedule, if you're listening to this on iTunes or Stitcher, just pop on over, leave a quick review. We would really be grateful for it. We love to hear your feedback, and it helps to get our podcast noticed. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, TechSite Builder. And I'd just like to thank you for checking out the Computer Business Marketing Show. My name is Matthew Rodella, saying here's to your success.